Hi folks, this is Karim Raouf from IT Visualizer channel. We will continue our lab, the Terminator lab. This is the video number 37. We have been discussing in the previous video the following. We have been working now for 15 videos on how to deploy Windows 10 using a Microsoft Deployment Toolkit and WDS. We have prepared our lab, we have prepared our infrastructure. Everything is now up and running. We have stopped at the step of creating the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit task sequence. This is the task that will guide the MDT what to do during the capture process. We all know that to deploy Windows 10 we need to do two steps or to have two phases: to capture a Windows 10 with all of its programs, then deploy it. Okay, these two phases will be done in the MDT using two task sequence. The first is the capture task sequence and the other one is the deployment task sequence. So we have stopped the last time at creating we have created three capture task sequence: the Windows 10 Pro 64-bit task sequence. Windows 11 we have replaced this task with Windows 10 LTSC 2021 task sequence capture, because I do not have the minimum hardware requirement to run this operating system. It takes high hardware requirement. And the third task sequence capture task sequence is for Windows Server 2022. Okay, so we have created all of these tasks and then begin the first task, which is Windows 10 Pro 64-bit capture task sequence. We have discussed in general what are the different task sequence templates in the MDT. We have seen, or we have said, that there is a lot of task sequence templates. For example, the standard client task sequence. We all see that this was in the video number 35. We have seen that there is a lot of things the MDT can do. It can do a standard client capture process or deployment process. It can do a server capture process or deployment process, a lot of things actually. So we have discussed all of these templates one by one, and I have a little bit of a note here I will discuss in a second, but we have discussed all of these, and then we begin, or we have chosen that the first Windows 10 Pro x64-bit task sequence will be, or we will choose the template of standard client task sequence. So this will be our base structure or our basic configuration that we will tweak it to capture Windows 10. So we have discussed the tasks client or the standard client task sequence sections, because there is a lot of sections in every one of these task sequence. So if we remember, guys, the last time, this was the task sequence steps or the sections. Every task sequence will have sections. The standard client task sequence have initialization, then validation, then state capture, then pre-install, then install, post-install, state restore, and at the end custom tasks. We have discussed all of these steps one by one. We asked Google Bard AI about these sections and to explain it. Claude 2 we have done the same, and actually I have discovered that some of the answers Google Bard displayed or given to us was a little bit not misconfigured, but it's not in order, or some steps are put in different sections. So for example, some of the things done in the pre-install are put in the install section, and some of the post-install steps are put in the install or pre-install section. We have seen this, and you have verified this by asking Copilot AI. You have asked Copilot AI to verify the answer of Google Bard AI, and you have seen there is some duplicate answers, and some steps or some things are put in the wrong sections. Okay, so we have verified that, and we have discussed all of the steps, okay, or sorry, all of the sections in details after we have verified the answer or corrected the answers given to us by Google Bard. So today we will configure these steps. Okay, these are blank steps. Okay, this is a template that doesn't have any configuration. So we will configure these steps. We will configure this task to capture Windows 10. And how to configure that, Daniel brother had given us these steps. So these are the steps that we will configure in this standard client task sequence. So we will configure them, and before configuring them we need to know what are these steps or what they refer to. Okay, we need to ask Google Bard AI again one by one to explain these steps one by one. But before that, I need to say another note. I have discovered another thing concerning the Google Bard AI. Remember that in the video number 35, we asked Google Bard AI to tell us the difference between the standard client task sequence and the light touch OEM task sequence. Remember, he give us an answer. Let me show you all, or let to refresh your mind. This was the answer. Let me go there. This was the answer. No, not that one. This was the answer given to us by Google Bard AI. When we asked the difference between standard client task sequence and light touch, remember or take a note that the template is called light touch OEM. I have only given him light touch. Okay, so he give us an answer. This answer, when I was referring to the MDT documentation, I found this answer was not the correct answer. It is referring to another section or another thing in the MDT, but this was not the correct answer. He's saying here that the standard client task sequence is a network-based deployment, okay? So the client will communicate with the MDT server and get the image and install it, okay? This is done using the standard client task sequence. It is deployment, so it will deploy Windows 10, or it will capture Windows 10, okay? And these are done by communicating to the MDT server, or a network-based deployment process, okay? As for the light touch, he's saying that it is done using USB or removable media, okay? This was his answer, and he's saying that the standard client task sequence includes steps like formatting the hard disk and so on. So, but the light touch, you don't have to do these steps. It is assumed to be done. So it only installs the image, or you only install the image. As for partitioning or formatting, this was not done or should not be done by the light touch task sequence. And we have seen a lot of things here. He's given us some differences between the two task sequence, and at the end, a conclusion that we should use the light touch in a small environment task. This task should be used in a small environment where there is no network, or in a small work group. As for the standard client task sequence, it can be used in a domain environment. This is not the correct answer, okay? Because I didn't say light touch OEM. So when I refer to documentation, here Google Bard got to this section. As you can see here, it will go to this section when he referred to his answer. We can see that his many features in MDT support light touch. This was how he got the answer, okay, as I suspect, because it requires little infrastructure. So light touch, it is an automated process or user interaction, and can be used to deploy an operating system from a network share or from a physical media such as USB, flash, or so on. So this how he referred to his answer by seeing this section, but the correct answer was in the same page. If you modify your question, if you go there and tell him light touch OEM, he should go to this section in the same page. You can see here he's saying light touch OEM task sequence used to preload operating system images on the computer hard drive, typically used by computer original equipment manufacturers, but some enterprise organizations also use this feature. So it is a preloaded operating system. When you are buying a HP laptop or a Dell laptop, if you include, or if you are purchasing the laptop with the operating system, so when you open the HP laptop or Dell, you see the operating system already loaded, and this is not a normal Windows edition. It is a customized Windows edition that includes HP software or Dell software. This is a preloaded image. So this is an image. HP asks Microsoft to install the operating system, their operating system, on their laptops, and to include their software with this operating system. So it is a custom operating system, and it is preloaded, okay? You don't have to do anything. It's like you are deploying the whole operating system without any configuration, okay? Or it is already there. So it is a preloaded operating system. So basically the light touch OEM, it is an automated task sequence that will install an image of Windows 10 operating system related to OEM manufacturers like HP or Dell. So it is a preloaded image that contains the Windows and all of HP necessary software and all of Windows or Microsoft Windows software. All of these are included in an image. So this is so this is a deployed task sequence. Okay, so if you ask the correct question, when you ask again, Google Bard, what is the difference between the standard client task sequence and light touch OEM installation task sequence, we will see a different answer. Now we can go and ask him this question and tell him to verify. Ask us or tell us what is the difference.
The main difference between the standard client task sequence and the light touch OEM installation task sequence in MDT templates is that the light touch task sequence is designed to be used for automated deployments, such as those performed by original equipment manufacturers, OEMs. The light touch task sequence is more streamlined than the standard client task sequence and does not include some of the features that are not typically needed for OEM deployments. For example, the light touch task sequence does not include the ability to restore user state or to perform custom tasks. Here is a table that summarizes the key differences between the two task sequences. Feature, standard client task sequence, light touch, OEM, installation task sequence. Deployment type, manual or automated. Automated. User state, can be restored, cannot be restored. Custom tasks, can be performed, cannot be performed. Complexity, more complex, less complex. Use cases. The standard client task sequence is typically used for manual deployments, such as those performed by IT administrators. It can also be used for automated deployments, but it is not as efficient as the light touch task sequence for this purpose. The light touch task sequence is typically used for automated deployments, such as those performed by OEMs. It is also used by some organizations to deploy Windows operating systems to client computers in a large-scale environment. Conclusion: the best task sequence to use depends on your specific needs. If you are deploying Windows operating systems manually, or if you need to restore user state or perform custom tasks, then the standard client task sequence is the best option. If you are deploying Windows operating systems automatically, then the light touch task sequence is the best option. I hope this information is helpful. Please let me know if you have any other questions.
So we can see here that when you're asking the right question with the right terms or the right language terms or the exact term, it will give you an exact answer. If I try to give him, for example, here to elaborate more on this task, okay, he will begin giving us another data, okay, but here I think he is, or let me also give you the answer of Google Bard when I try to ask him to elaborate more on the light touch OEM standard client task sequence. Let's see what is the answer.
The light touch OEM installation task sequence in MDT template is a predefined task sequence that can be used to automate the deployment of Windows operating systems to client computers. It is designed to be used by original equipment manufacturers, OEMs, to install Windows operating systems on their computers before they are sold to customers. However, it can also be used by organizations to deploy Windows operating systems to client computers in a large-scale environment. The light touch task sequence is more streamlined than the standard client task sequence and does not include some of the features that are not typically needed for OEM deployments. For example, the light touch task sequence does not include the ability to restore user state or to perform custom tasks. The light touch task sequence works by preloading the Windows operating system image onto the client computer. When the client computer starts up, it boots into the Windows deployment environment, WDE, and the light touch task sequence is executed. The task sequence then installs the Windows operating system on the client computer and configures it according to the settings that are specified in the task sequence. Benefits of using the light touch task sequence. The light touch task sequence offers a number of benefits, including automation. The light touch task sequence can be used to automate the deployment of Windows operating systems to client computers. This can save organizations time and money. Efficiency. The light touch task sequence is more efficient than the standard client task sequence because it does not include some of the features that are not typically needed for OEM deployments. Scalability. The light touch task sequence can be used to deploy Windows operating systems to a large number of client computers in a short period of time. How to use the light touch task sequence. To use the light touch task sequence, you will need to 1. Create a deployment share. 2. Add the Windows operating system image to the deployment share. 3. Create a task sequence. 4. Configure the task sequence. 5. Deploy the task sequence to client computers. Creating a task sequence. To create a task sequence, you can use the new task sequence wizard in the MDT deployment workbench. The wizard will guide you through the process of creating a task sequence and configuring it to meet your specific needs. Configuring the task sequence. When configuring the task sequence, you will need to specify the following: the Windows operating system image to deploy, the driver package to use, the product key to use, the computer name to use, the domain to join, if desired, any other settings that you want to apply to the client computers. Deploying the task sequence. Once you have configured the task sequence, you can deploy it to client computers. There are a number of ways to deploy a task sequence, including booting the client computers into the WDE. You can boot the client computers into the WDE using a variety of methods, such as using a network boot server or using a bootable USB drive. Using Configuration Manager. If you are using Configuration Manager, you can deploy the task sequence to client computers using the software distribution component. Using a deployment script. You can create a deployment script that will start the task sequence on the client computers. Conclusion. The light touch task sequence is a powerful tool that can be used to automate the deployment of Windows operating systems to client computers. It is designed to be used by OEMs to install Windows operating systems on their computers before they are sold to customers. However, it can also be used by organizations to deploy Windows operating systems to client computers in a large-scale environment.
So we can see here very detailed answer, okay, about the light touch OEM task sequence. I can ask again if we can take the same question and ask it to Claude AI. So we can do this and copy and go to Claude AI and ask it this question, and let's see what he will retrieve. And we can ask again Copilot, or what was previously named as Ping AI, so we can see, or let's see what will be the answers, just to verify that the three are giving us the same answer. So we can see here that the standard, okay, it's giving us okay, we can see here it doesn't give us much, okay, it gives us not detailed. Say the standard client is designed for enterprise deployments, fully automated end-to-end, okay, includes user migration, okay, good for imaging new PCs from scratch. Here it is for OEM, the light touch just deploys OS and OEM provided drivers, no user state, backup restore, optimized for high volume unattended deployments. So he said this is automated, but not fully automated. I think there is some intervention or some user interaction, but here it is optimized for unattended deployments, or completely unattended deployments, typically used at computer manufacturer sites. So we can see giving us a little bit of an info, but not that much. In summary, standard client is a complete automated deployment process. Light touch is simplified and optimized for factory imaging. Standard clients handles user data migration. Okay, so this is the difference between them. Light touch does not restore user OS or user data, sorry. Standard client is the best for enterprise rollouts. Light touch is designed for high-speed manufacturing imaging for HP, for example, laptops or Dell. Let's ask it again to elaborate more. Let's see if he can give us more answer, uh, just to give us more info. Okay, let's go there and ask it. If you go there and tell him like that, and see if we'll give it or give us more answer. So as we can see here, most of the AI tools help us to understand some things or it's better search tool than the ordinary search engines. Okay, here we can see it's giving us some additional data. So let's see what does it say. Here is saying that it is optimized for high volume unattended OS deployment at OEM manufacturing sites or facilities. The core step is automated ROS, image apply, driver install, sysprep and cleanup. So he's saying what are the automated steps: OS image apply, driver install, sysprep and cleanup. It does not include any user migration steps, okay, because there is no user profiles. Steps are streamlined with minimal prompts to speed up the imaging process. It applies OEM specific customization like logo, wallpapers. Oh, this is a good answer, okay. Wallpapers or demo apps, yes. The OS image is pre-generalized, so sysprep is not required, not required post install. It's pre-generalized, so sysprep is not required post install. Okay, this is maybe not, I do not understand it completely. OEM provides relevant drivers matched to the PC model being images, yes, provides the drivers. Networking and domain join steps are skipped since not domain join because this is the manufacturer site, okay? Goal is fast, automated installation of the OS to ship PCs. Once shipped, enterprise IT can use the standard client to fully configure. Oh, this is a good answer, okay? It can use the standard client to fully configure PC using their task sequence. In summary, light touch simplifies the process down to high speed OS installation for OEM. So this is a very, very good answer, okay? So let me do the last thing to ask Copilot. Let's go there and ask the same question to Copilot. Okay, we will copy that and go to the Copilot. Now I think we can close this one. Okay, okay, let's tell him like that, and let's see what will be the answer. Okay, also we can close this one as well. Okay, let's see what is this answer. So he's saying that the standard client task sequence, it is used to deploy the target operating system to the reference computer. It is a comprehensive template, includes various steps such as installing operating system, applying device drivers, installing application and running scripts. On the other hand, light touch is used to preload operating system images on the computer hard drive. This task sequence is typically used for deploying a cloned installation of Windows. The main difference between this template and task sequence does not contain user state migration. In summary, both are used for deploying operating system images. They serve different purposes and contain different steps based on the deployment requirements. Very, very brief and not as detailed as Google Bard or as convincing like the Claude 2 AI answer. Let's tell him to give us more or ask it to let's go there and give us more, or tell him to elaborate more on this light touch task sequence. We'll copy that and put it there, okay, and tell him to elaborate more. And now let me return back to a little bit of a section here in this answer, because we will begin working with different or other things. So we will go, okay, and okay, let's go to again, we'll go and see another answer. Let's go further. So okay, that's it. Okay, let's see the answer of Claude, sorry, answer of Copilot. It is a template used for deploying a cloned installation of Windows. This task sequence is typically used when you want to preload operating system images on the computer hard drive. When you are creating a task sequence in MDT using the light touch templates, this task sequence is designed for use in scenarios where there is no user data or profile to preserve. The light touch does not include, okay, he have said this before. This is one of the main differences. In summary, okay, not a very convincing answer. You can ask him to give another or better answer. Better and detailed. Okay, this detailed answer. Okay. Okay, we can see that the answer, stop again, sorry. So if you can go further and see the answer, doesn't give much, okay, it said the same, but here adding some details. Creation, need to create a sequence and choose the template of light touch. Usage, this task is to run from media disk to share either DVD or USB. All the OEM TS does is copy the entire deployment share to your local hard disk. Once complete, will prompt it or shut down the machine. You can see here this is where he got the answer, light touch OEM. So we can see this, there is some reference to where he is getting this data from. This is a good, by the way, this is a good thing in Copilot or Ping AI, giving you the reference to the his answer. So we can see here this is where he got his answer. Okay, so anyway, so this is another thing, and actually it's not that convincing. Okay, but anyway, we have got the answer that we need. Okay, and now we know the difference between the standard client task sequence and the light touch OEM task sequence. Now we need to go further in our lab. Here we need to see this is the task, okay, or these are the things that we will configure in the standard client task sequence. So these are all the sections we need to configure one by one. This is what Daniel Bradford have given us. So for example, we need to go to the pre-install section. After gather local only, we need to create a step or to run a script after the gather local. So for example, if we go there and we see in the pre-install after the gather local only, we will add a step. What this step should be is to make the power plan high performance power plan. Just a minute, guys. So let's continue, guys. Here we can see that I have already copied the steps and tell Google Bard AI to explain this MDT task in details. So let's see what Google Bard has to say about it. So let's see.
Simple explanation of the MDT task. This MDT task is used to deploy a Windows operating system to a client computer. It performs the following steps. Pre-install. Sets the power mode to high performance. Disables BitLocker. Offline. Disables injecting drivers. Disables patches. Post-install. Disables applying patches. Disables driver searching. Disables search highlights. Sets the power mode to high performance. Syncs the time with a server. Enables roles. .NET Framework 3.5. Installs Visual C++ redistributables. Installs .NET runtimes. Installs PowerShell 7. Installs CM Trace. Adds policy definitions. Restarts the computer. Installs Microsoft Edge. Removes provisioned applications. Removes applications. Restarts the computer. Suspends the task sequence. Custom tasks. Restarts the computer. Cleans up the system. Runs a custom script to clean up before sysprep. Resets the image state. Restarts the computer. Disables BitLocker. Offline. Re-enables driver searching. Simple explanation of the steps. Sets the power mode to high performance. This allows the computer to run at its best performance. Disables BitLocker. Offline. This is a security feature that encrypts the hard drive. Disabling it allows the task sequence to make changes to the hard drive. Disables injecting drivers. This prevents the task sequence from injecting drivers into the Windows installation. This is useful if you want to use custom drivers. Disables patches. This prevents the task sequence from installing Windows updates. This is useful if you want to deploy a custom image. Disables applying patches. This prevents the task sequence from applying Windows updates after the operating system has been installed. This is useful if you want to deploy a custom image. Disables driver searching. This prevents the computer from searching for drivers online. This is useful if you want to use custom drivers. Disables search highlights. This disables the search highlights feature in Windows Search. This is useful if you want to improve performance. Syncs the time with a server. This ensures that the computer's time is accurate. This is important for many applications, such as security software. Enables roles. .NET Framework 3.5. This enables the .NET Framework 3.5 role. This is required for some applications to run. Installs Visual C++ redistributables. This installs the Visual C++ redistributables. These are required for some applications to run. Installs .NET runtimes. This installs the .NET runtimes. These are required for some applications to run. Installs PowerShell 7. This installs PowerShell 7. This is a powerful scripting language that can be used to manage Windows systems. Installs CMTrace. This installs the CMTrace tool. This tool can be used to troubleshoot deployment problems. Adds policy definitions. This adds policy definitions to the computer. Policy definitions can be used to configure the computer's settings. Restarts the computer. This restarts the computer to apply the changes. Installs Microsoft Edge. This installs the Microsoft Edge web browser. Removes provisioned applications. This removes the provisioned applications from the computer. Provisioned applications are applications that are installed on the computer by default. Removes applications. This removes the specified applications from the computer. Restarts the computer. This restarts the computer to apply the changes. Suspends the task sequence. This suspends the task sequence. This is useful if you need to make changes to the task sequence or if you need to pause the deployment. Restarts the computer. This restarts the computer. Cleans up the system. This removes temporary files and other unnecessary files from the system. Runs a custom script to clean up before sysprep. This runs a custom script to clean up the system before it is prepared for deployment. Resets the image state. This resets the image state to its original state. This is useful if you need to deploy a new image or if you need to start the deployment process over. Disables BitLocker, offline. This disables BitLocker, offline. Re-enables driver searching. This re-enables driver searching. This is just a simple explanation of the MDT task. For more information, please refer to the Microsoft documentation.
So you can see very detailed analyzing for the task sequence that Daniel Brother Barbaris had give us very detailed explanation. If we go to a Claude, let's see what is his answer. If we go there and see the answer, let me go. Here is the answer, or let's go to the answer. Here I have given the same script or the same task and tell him to analyze it. Let's go and see here. You can see here that these are the key steps. Set power plan to high performance, disable BitLocker driver injection and Windows updates. This is more organized. Post install, this is the pre-install. Post install, disable Windows update patching, restore user state from backup, disable driver searching and searching highlights, sets power plan to high performance, sync time with the server, installs all of these programs, add policy definitions, install Edge, remove provisions and pre-installed apps, restarts computer, suspend task sequence, and then in the section of custom tasks, restart computer, runs cleanup scripts, prepare OS for sysprep, runs sysprep, restarts computer, disable and enables BitLocker. So he gave us a summary. Optimization and initialization, OS and software installation, cleanup and sysprep, finalize deployment. So this is a brief answer, not as powerful as the answer of Google Bard. Okay, we can again we can copy all of these and ask. You can go there and ask Copilot to do the same. If you tell him, just a moment. So if we'll copy this and tell Copilot to analyze this, okay, let's go there and tell him paste, and let's see what will be the answer. Now I have asked a Google Bard to give us a more professional answer. So let's see if it can give us more professional answer. And let's see what Google or so what Bing or Copilot will give us. So let's see here. So if you go to Copilot, it is saying that this is a task to deploy Windows operating system. Okay, just a moment guys, I need to close uh, this Telegram. So we can see here it's giving us the steps. Pre-install this phase prepares the system for the installation. It sets the power mode to high performance and disable center features like BitLocker, driver injection, and patches. Post-install, it is saying that it disables driver searching and search highlights, sets the power mode to high performance, sync the system time with a time server, state restore. This phase applies configuration after the operating system boots for the first time. It installs various software components like NetFrame, so and so. It also removes certain provisions and installed applications. Custom task. This phase includes custom tasks like running cleanup scripts and resetting the image state, re-enabling driver search. This step enables driver searching, which was previously disabled. Each command task sequence executed using either cmd.exe or cscript.exe, which are command lines interpreters for Windows. The /c option tells the interpreters to carry out the command specified by the string and then terminate. Okay, this is a good thing because most of our scripts in the task will be used like the cmd.exe/c or with the c script slash and so. Okay, so this answer is not as convenient as I supposed. Okay, so we can see it is not that much. Okay, if we go there and tell him to give us a more professional answer, let's see the answer here.
Detailed and professional explanation of the MDT task. The MDT task that you provided is a typical task sequence for deploying a Windows operating system to a client computer. It is designed to be flexible and customizable, so you can add or remove steps as needed to meet your specific requirements. Pre-install. The pre-install section of the task sequence is used to prepare the target computer for deployment. This includes tasks such as setting the power mode to high performance. This allows the computer to run at its best performance during the deployment process. Disabling BitLocker, offline. BitLocker, offline, is a security feature that encrypts the hard drive. Disabling it allows the task sequence to make changes to the hard drive. Disabling injecting drivers. This prevents the task sequence from injecting drivers into the Windows installation. This is useful if you want to use custom drivers. Disabling patches. This prevents the task sequence from installing Windows updates. This is useful if you want to deploy a custom image. Post-install. The post-install section of the task sequence is used to configure the target computer after the operating system has been installed. This includes tasks such as disabling applying patches. This prevents the task sequence from applying Windows updates after the operating system has been installed. This is useful if you want to.
Okay, I can see here that this is the same answer provided earlier, but in a different format. Okay, so this is the same. It didn't give us much to say. So let's go and see a Claude answer. Okay, here is a more detailed professional explanation. Set high performance power plan. Configures the high performance power plan scheme to ensure maximum CPU availability during image deployment. This is a very good answer. Disable BitLocker, suspends BitLocker driver encryption to allow the target driver partitions to be reformatted or to make changes. Disable driver injection prevents MDT from dynamically injecting drivers during deployment. Drivers be handled manually because this is a capture image. We need to deploy it to different models, PC models, so we should not include certain drivers because this will be deployed to different models. We will inject the drivers during the deployment process. Disable Windows Update prevents Windows Update from automatically downloading and installing. This also can be done during the deployment process. Okay. Post installation, disable apply patches. Skip the task sequence step for installing Windows updates. Updates will be handled earlier. Actually, also this will make the capture task lessen time. Okay. State store restores user profile. Okay, files and settings that are backed up before deployment. Ensure user state persistence. Disable drive searching. Disable the Windows feature for dynamic driver searching during booting. Prevents unexpected driver downloads from Windows updates. So this will disable Windows drivers automatic update, okay, or automatic downloading of drivers from Windows website, because we don't need to install drivers on the capture image because it will be applied to different models. Okay, disable search highlights. Disable indexing of system drive to optimize performance. Search highlights increase resource utilization. This is a very good answer actually, because we are indexing the contents of the C partition, which make the searching in it much faster, but this will take resources from the operating system, so we don't need that during the capture process. Set high performance power plan, reconfigures power scheme to high performance after deployment. Sync with time server, sync the system time with specified domain controller for time consistency. This will sync with the MDT server, which syncs its time with the domain controller. And install the different applications, Visual C, and so on. So PowerShell, add policy definitions, add desired security policies and group policy objects to be deployed, install Microsoft Edge, remove provisioned apps, and install default inbox apps provisions with the Windows image, like Xbox, for example, or something like that. Restart computer, and at the end suspend the task sequence. Pause the sequence after OS deployment. Incomplete allows for manual intervention. So in a certain phase in the capture process, we will stop the task sequence to make manual changes in the system. Okay, for example, if you need to apply manual scripts or something, we will see that when we come to the capture process, when we will deploy a capture, okay, or we will see the capture process live. These are the preparations. Custom task, restart computer, okay, before the cleanup task, ensures pending changes are applied. Cleanup scripts, execute scripts to purge logs, temporary files, and other unneeded data. Prepare for sysprep, runs actions like stripping unique SID to generalize the OS image. Sysprep resets and generalized OS, prepares for the first time launch on the next boot. Re-enable BitLocker on the target device once deployment is complete. Okay, we disable this step. Anyway, so we can see this is a very detailed answer. And actually this is much better, or it explains a lot with the help of the Google Bard AI answer. So we can see that both AI have discussed the task in details. We can see very simple. I think it doesn't need more explanation. We can see that it's very simple task. Okay, we are doing everything. We are setting the high power performance. Actually, why we are setting this power plan, we all know that if you are working on a laptop, you will see, but before that I need to show you something here. There is something called power plan. If you are working on a laptop, let me show you all. This is the first thing to do. If you are having a laptop, you will have something called power options. Okay, so there is a couple of plans for the power on your laptop. And actually, Daniel Brother Barbarius is applying his capture, or he will capture an image and deploy it on a laptop. So he needs to make sure that the laptop is completely in high performance. So he is using a power plan called high performance power plan. There is three types of plans we can know. This is the balance one. It is designed to provide balance between performance of the PC and the energy saving. Power save, it is designed to conserve energy by reducing system performance. High performance is a plan designed to maximize system performance even at the expense of the battery life. So he needs high performance, and actually he will not deploy an image or capture an image on a laptop working on the battery. He need to put it on the the current or the high current, or it will be plugged to the power socket. Okay, it will not work on battery. Here is he's just making sure that he is getting the maximum system performance. Okay, in even the expense of the battery life. So we can see this is the best, or this is the first thing in the pre-install phase to set high performance power mode, and then he is beginning disabling BitLocker. We don't need it during the installation. Disable injected drivers, not to put drivers, because this will be a master image that will be deployed to different models, so we don't need certain drivers for a certain model to be captured in the reference image. Disable batches, we will update Windows when we are deploying the operating system or the Windows image. Post install, disable apply batches, and then we will again disable driver searching to make sure that Windows will not install drivers from the internet. Disable search highlights to make the performance of the PC more reliable, more, not to index or to make searching indexing for the C partition, high performance power. Sync the time to make sure that the time is synced with a reliable time server. Okay, then install the different software. We have already prepared that. Install Edge, and then we can see remove provisioned applications. This will remove applications that are shipped with the Windows operating system like Xbox and so on. And this will be done using a script. We have seen this script before. This is a simple script that will remove some built-in applications, okay, in the Windows operating system. The same for the applications and provisioned application. This will remove built-in Windows applications that are shipped with the Windows. For example, I don't need Xbox, I don't need other applications that I will not use in my environment. Okay, and restart the computer, and then we can suspend the task sequence. Okay, to if you need to do anything manual, for example, after doing all of these steps, if you need, for example, to put a certain background, to apply a certain background or a certain manual script that you cannot apply through the MDT here, or install applications, for example. Here, after that, we will restart, and then we will clean up. This will clean up the operating system from temporary files. If you have Windows updates, it will remove Windows updates installation files, temporary files. That will clean up the operating system, and then it will include a script, or it will run a script that will prepare the PC for sysprep, or cleaning up before sysprep. This is, we have discussed it in the beginning of the lab. This is a custom script that will perform some cleanup processes to prepare the PC for sysprep and then capture an image. Image state also will prepare the PC for sysprep, restart, and then disable BitLocker. Okay, and at the end it will enable driver searching, because we don't need to close the automatic driver Windows driver searching, because this is a very important option. Okay, we are only disabling it until we finish the installation of the operating system and the application. Then we need to enable it back, and after that, after all of this is done, we will go to the phase, as we will see in the capture process. It will make a sysprep before restarting. It will make a sysprep, and then it will boot, and then the capture process will begin, and then the complete shutdown will be done. Okay, so this is what is the capture process in detail. It is explained by different tools, so we need to apply it. Now we have known every detailed or every line, what does it do. We can see this is very simple things to do. These are registry keys. Let me see how much time we have. Okay, so we can see this is very simple task to do. We need to implement it. If you go there, now we can begin the process of making this one. Okay, so now we can go and begin preparing or doing the steps. So we can see very simple explanation. We need to the first thing in the pre-install phase to set high performance power mode. This is very, very simple. Okay, now we can right click and tell him to add. Here we can see these are steps. You can add a lot of steps. You can add a command line step. You can format the hard disk. You can apply images. You can enable certain roles or features in server or in workstations. There is a lot of things. These are all shipped scripts. You can use it. Okay, so now we need to run a command line that will set the power plan in the PC to the high performance. Okay, so this is the name of the step, and then we will put the command line. Okay, and then we need to go to the option and make sure it will continue even on error. Okay, so this I think should not be checked, because if there is an error you need to stop and not complete the installation of, or the the task should not be complete because there is an error. You should stop. But here Daniel Brother Barbaris is telling it to continue even on error. So let me stop here for a moment and come back to you guys. Just a moment. So let's continue, guys. Here we can see that we will begin the first step for adding in the pre-install section. Run a command line to set high performance power plan in Windows. So if you need to know the line, or if you need to know what this line do, we can do that in very simple terms. If you can do like this, just a moment, we can copy this line like this one, copy, and then we can ask Claude to explain this line. Tell him to explain this script. Just to make sure, if you need to know the syntax of or to know what this command syntax do, so we can just ask the AI to analyze this script. It's very simple. This is a simple line on a script that sets active power plan to the high performance per set on Windows. So let's break it. As we can see here, it explains in details. Say that CMD runs the command line interpreter to execute the command. /C tells CMD to carry out the command that follows, then exit. So this is very, very good command. So we tell him to C to run the next command, and after finishing it to exit. Okay, power CVC is the power command tool that's for configuring command line to configuring power settings. Set active sets the active power scheme. This is the GUID for the high performance power plan. This is the unique ID. So this is every item, or I think any item in the Windows will have a graphical unique identifier. Okay, this so you can uh, verify or to know that this is the right option to use. Okay, we can actually ask it. So in summary, this command opens a CMD shell, runs the power CFG config tool or power configuration tool, passes the set active switch to set the active power plan, specifies the high power plan by its GUID. Okay, we can ask it what is a GUID, just to make it more clear. What is the GUID? And then we can take the same line, okay, and ask uh, I'll ask Google Bard to answer the same question. We can go there and tell him to think we can use which one. Yes, we can use this one. What is this line? And then we can go to Claude and continue. Let's see what was the answer. The GUID stands for Globally Unique Identifier. It is a 128-bit number that is randomly generated to uniquely identify something, such as components or a resource in a system. Some key facts about GUI: its 128-bit number contains so and so statistically huge number that are most commonly used to identify classes, interfaces, components in software. GUI are generated algorithmically rather than sequentially. Microsoft often uses GUI to identify registry keys. This is the one that we need to or focus on. Registry keys, COM components, embedded objects. These are sometimes displayed with hyphens separating groups of digits, often referred to as UUID. Okay, so it is saying that in the context of the power CFG command, the GUI is used to identify the high power performance scheme. Okay, Windows generates a random GUI to uniquely identify each default and custom power plan. Very, very good one. Okay, so this how or what is the line and what are the syntax and what that means. This is a very, very good answer from Claude. If you can see here the answer from Google Bard, uh, okay, the script works by opening a command prompt, then it uses the command to set the active power plan to high performance. The GUI uniquely identifies the high performance power plan, the same as Claude, but not as organized. To run the script, open a PowerShell, so open a power prompt or command power prompt, and then run the line. Okay, and then he breaks down the script. C opens a power, this is opens a command prompt window and execute the following command, so and so, sets high performance, but he didn't break the C or didn't tell us what this C means. Okay, so this is also one of the things. If we can see if there is, okay, so here this is one of the drafts or one of the three answers. We can see here that this one is saying that the C option to execute the command that follows and then exit. So this is the same answer as Claude. Okay, the power. This is answer seems to be more detailed and simple and straight to the point. Okay, so the C tells the execute the command then exit. The power CFG is a command, is a power management utility. Okay, this exe file is a power management utility that used to control various power settings. Set active tells the utility to set the specified power plan as the active power plan. The GUI or GUID, this is the unique identifier for the high performance power plan. Okay, so this is it. And he gives us a prompt. Okay, open a prompt and then try the following command. Okay, then it will be set. So this is a very good answer. If you go to the third answer, okay, not that much. Okay, so basically this is very simple. We can ask it the same question as, but this seems to be more organized. Okay, we can tell him what is the GUID, and then we can copy that and put it in Google Bard. Let's go that and tell it like this. Okay, the same answer as also an algorithm, a variety of algorithms designed, they will be designed to very unlikely to colloid, so there is no two similar GUIDs. Okay, this means that the probability of two different systems generating the same GUI is extremely low. Okay, this is used, it can be used to identify items across different systems. UI also used in many database systems, so and so. So here is some examples. In the Windows operating system, GUIs are used to identify hardware components, software applications, and database records. Okay, in Active Directory, okay, used to identify computers, so and so, and so and so. Good, are okay. So he didn't tell it in the context of the line, okay, that we were talking about, or the script. Anyway, so this is a similar answer. We can go also and ask Copilot, just for the sake of argument, if you can go there and tell him to explain this line of script. As we can see here, that we can get a lot from the AI. okay, or the different AI tools. Okay, very simple. Okay, we can see also the answer used to change the power plan of an operating system and then it breaks it. Okay, the same as Claude, giving us the same answer or nearly the same answer. Very, very brief, but it gives us also the links. If you need to see the links here, there is a lot of links to set how to set this or how to change the power plan. So this is also not a very good answer, but short one. But I think Claude is the best, okay, or the best answer from my opinion. If you tell him what is the GUID and then press enter, okay, now we can get another answer. Okay, saying that is a unique identifier to identify Windows applications or items in Windows applications. Okay, we can see that the answer is the same. Okay. Okay, so we can continue. We can continue going with our scenario. So we are setting the power plan, okay, command, and then we need to uh, disable uh, BitLocker, inject drivers, apply patches. Okay, all of these are in the pre-install section. Okay, so now we need to disable this section. Okay, inject the drivers, apply patches. Okay, we are disabling BitLocker so we can make changes to the partition or change it on the operating system. Okay, and then apply patches. We are disabling all of that. Okay, then in the state restore we need to disable drive searching. Okay, we can we will make a line with this and disable search highlights. We have discussed these two lines. We can go also, okay, here is in the state restore point. Okay, here you go, and then we will add a command line, and then we will go to the name, okay, and put the command line. First we need to put the name of the step, then put the command line, and then okay, tell him to continue on error. We can go also and do the same to explain this line. If you go there and take this line completely and copy and tell again Claude to explain this line, this line, this is script. Okay, if you go there and tell him to explain this line, now also we can get something or detailed about this script. We can see we can get a lot of data, okay, from analyzing this registry keys. Okay, this script disable automatic drive searching and downloading using the registry. Okay, as we can see also a very good summarization here. It tells you that this disables Windows automatic driver searching, okay, and downloading from the internet using the registry. Okay, CMD runs the command interpreter to execute the command. C carries out the command and then exits. Reg adds a new registry key or value. So and so this is the location or the path to the registry key. /v searching order specifies the registry key value name, so this is a new key, okay, and then it sets it to 0. Okay, so this is the value to 0. F forces overwriting the value if it's already existing. So we can see in summary, open the command line, adds a new value registry key or a new key registry key with a value 0. uh, this key is named search order config and it is 0. The value of it is 0. Okay, so this is basically very simple script. If we can copy the same and tell Claude, or sorry, I'll tell Google Bar to do the same. We can tell him to explain this. If we'll see, it will explain it in simple terms. So, okay, we can see. I think it got the same answer like Claude. Okay. Nothing. Why we want to disable, this is a good section here. Why you want to disable Windows driver search? There is a number of reasons you might disable Windows driver search. To improve performance, when Windows search is enabled, Windows spends time searching for drivers. Disabling Windows search can improve performance by reducing the amount of time Windows spends on searching. This is not the case. Okay, we are disabling driver search to take the image without any specific drivers, because it will be applied to different PC models. To fix driver conflicts, if two drivers are installed for the same device, Windows driver search can cause conflicts. This sometimes happened, that you have the manufacturer driver and it is replaced by the Windows driver. Okay, so this will do some conflicts. Disabling Windows search can help to fix driver conflicts by preventing Windows from loading the incorrect driver. To prevent Windows from installing unwanted drivers, if you are using custom driver package, you may want to disable Windows driver search to prevent Windows from installing unwanted drivers. Okay, so this is something good. Disabling Windows search can cause problems if you do not have the correct drivers installed. Okay, so this is a good answer. Okay, this section is good. So we can see you are getting more info. We can see here are getting useful information. So we can see okay, he's breaking down the same as Claude. Okay, you can see different answers. Okay, I can't see any changes or any differences. We can tell Copilot, which was previously known as Ping, to explain this script. Okay, so we can see here we can get more info the more we use AI tools. Okay, so we can see here it's giving us explanation, the breakdown. I think the same as Claude, it's getting the same answer. So nothing new actually. Okay, by making the registry key value to 0, that means that you are disabling this feature. If it is 1, that makes it enable this feature. Okay, so we can continue working. So now we will you have made already the disable driver searching. Okay, and then continue on error, which I think should not be selected. And then we can add another line, which is to disable search highlights. We have done this, or the same. All of these lines play with the registry to enable features or disable features in Windows. Okay, so this is basically a very simple thing to do. Okay, so you can see that MDT is very flexible. You can add a lot of steps with different functions. So a step can run a command line, a step can run a PowerShell command, a step can install a feature in Windows, a lot of things. So we can see the flexibility of this tool, but it is a little bit complex. You need to have some knowledge on how to deal with it, because there is also some problems that will arise that you need to search for it on the internet. Okay, but anyway, so we have 2 lines done. We need to set the high performance power plan again in the post or in the state restore section. So we have done this in the pre-install and in the state restore. Okay, because this capture process will be done on a laptop. Okay, so we'll put the line, and then this is the name. Okay, and then we need to set the line, or this is the command line. Okay, copy, then paste, then continue on error, and as we can see, very simple. We can do, or we are configured the steps in a very simple way. Okay, so we can see very simple, adding steps, configuring steps. So we can go to this line, this to sync the time of the machine with the server, or with the MDT server, which syncs its time with the domain controller. So we can add a line. Okay, I will even ask the AI tool to discuss this line. Okay, so we can go and then copy the line. Okay, this is the line, and then let's ask the AI what does this line means, or to discuss this script. Okay, continue on error. Let's see or ask the AI about this line. So if we go there and get this line like this and copy again, and then ask the tool to explain this script, and then do like this. Let's see what does this mean. So it is simply telling it to sync the time with certain server IP address and /set/y. This is, we need to know what does this mean. Okay, so this, let's go and see. We can see, I like the way that the answer is displayed here in the Claude 2 AI. This is a command line to synchronize the system time with a specific time server. This launches the Windows command line interpreter. C carry out the command, then follows then exit. So it will run the second command, and then after it's running this command, it will exit. Okay, net time, the net time command for managing time synchronization. This, it is the IP address of the time server. Set sets the local time with the time server to set. Y answers yes to synchronize without prompting. Very good one. Okay, because it will prompt you to confirm the syncing of time. Okay, in summary, this command opens a command prompt, runs the net time command, connects to the time server, uses set to set the local time from the server, adds Y to sync without prompting. So forcibly sets the system clock from specified NTP server without asking for confirmation. This ensures all system match the centralized time source. Very good one. So we can see these tools wasn't available before. We need to, or before that we need to search and get websites to give us this info, which is now available for free. You can get all of this data simply. So I think here it's not, it's saying the same as Claude, but I think it is not really organized as is. It's saying that you need to run it as an administrator, of course, but the same answer. Okay, we can see also the same answer here. This is the one that is good here, this section. Okay, setting the time on the local computer can cause problems with some application services. Therefore, it's important only to set the system time on the local computer if you are sure that you know what you are doing. You need to make sure that the time set or changing the time on the local computer will not harm other applications. Okay, so here are some examples you might use this script. Here is giving you scenarios. If you have a network of computers, you want to make sure that all computers have the same system time, you would use this script to set the system time on all computers to system time on a time server. If you are troubleshooting problems with a computer and you think that the system time might be wrong, you could use this script to set the time on the computer to the correct time. Very good. Okay, if you are deploying a new computer and you want to make sure the system is correct, you should use this script. So this is a good addition to what Claude said before. So as we can see, we can get different answers with different adds. We are getting a lot of info. Okay, so this is a good one. The most or the least one is the copilot. It's not getting us much info or a typical answer. We can't get any, or for example, Google Bard is giving good answers, Claude is giving perfect answers. As for Copilot is giving typical answers. We can't see much, okay, it is repeated answers, okay. Okay, but here we can see that it is the same or typically the same like Claude uh, AI. Okay, so nothing more. Okay, so we can now continue with our video. So we are now setting the time, and then the second step is to begin the installation of the programs. Okay, we can see here now, first to enable role, we need to install .NET Frame 3.5. Okay, this is very simple. We need to add a step. This time it will not be a command line, and after OCEP and WDR, okay, we tell him in roles here, roles to install roles and features, or disable or uninstall. We can see there is a lot of things. Configure the HTTP. There is a lot of things actually can do in the roles section. Okay, now we can choose this is for Windows 10, and we need to install .NET Frame 3.5. Very, very good. You see that you have a lot of things to do through a task. Okay, so this is it, and then we need to add these programs to be installed, the one that we have added earlier in the MDT. So very, very simple thing to. We can see they can add it for a lot of operating systems, but we are concerned with the Windows 10. Okay, so we tell him continue on error. Okay, so do not forget to make apply, because all of this will not be saved unless you make apply. Okay, so now we are adding the .NET Frame 3.5, and then we need to install these applications. Okay, this is not it. So we can see very, very simple. The task is very, very simple to do. We have discussed every detail in the task. Okay, enable .NET Frame. Now we can continue with the steps. The other one, to install, we need to install applications. So we will install Visual C, we'll install .NET Frame, PowerShell, SCM Trace. All of these should be added simply by adding a step called install applications. So we can see here we have a step called install applications. We need to go and tell him to install a single application, and then choose what application we need to install. This was already imported to the MDT console. So now this is, we'll do like that, install Visual C, and then we tell him install a single application, and then we will choose from the list of applications we have already imported, which is Visual Distributors. Okay, okay, and then continue on error. So simple. Now we can add other. We can add tell him general and install application. We can do this for the rest of the applications. So we have already Visual C, then we need to have the .NET runtime, then the PowerShell, then the CM trace. Okay, so the basic simply we can do that. Very, very simple to do. .NET Frame, and then go to the install, and then choose .NET runtime, and then OK. That, and then continue on error. Okay, and then continue adding other. We add another 2 steps to install applications. Okay. Then we need to install the PowerShell 7 and then CM trace. I forgot to do the PowerShell, but we will do the CM trace. Okay, Control V, install CMTrace, and then we will choose the application, and then we can go, this is CMTrace, okay, and continue on error. So again, we need one last thing, is to add the PowerShell 7 and then to add the Microsoft Edge. Okay, we forgot to do that. So we can see very simple steps are already in order. Everything is in perfect sequence. Okay, so now we need to restart. Okay, but we forgot to add the PowerShell 7 and the Edge. We need to add both. Okay. So simple, you can add, even restart step can be added simply without the need to run a command. Okay, this is a built-in script. Okay, so now we can add the PowerShell 7. I forgot to do that. Okay, and the Edge actually the same, and then we need to run two scripts to remove built-in Windows applications. Okay, so here we need to add install application, and then we need to change the name. Okay, install PowerShell 7. Okay, and then this is the PowerShell 7. Okay, and then the options to continue on error. And okay, we need to add the last one is to install the Edge. Okay, the Edge browser, and then we will go with these two lines. Okay, so we still need to add a step to install the Edge browser. Okay, so this is for Windows updates. Okay, you are enabling it, and then we need to add the Edge browser. We still didn't add the Edge browser after install application. Okay, so this we have already done this one. Okay, we have added after install application. We need to add the Edge browser. Okay, I think not imaging. I need to add a step here. We will add another step. Okay, Windows updates. Again, I am enabling Windows updates. I think this is not correct. This was not said by Daniel. Anyway, so we need to add another step. Okay, I think we need to add another step. So I have added, let's go further again. So I will add another step. Okay, install application. So we'll go and again add another step, install application after restart, and then add the Edge, and then choose the Edge. Okay, and then the last phase is to, sorry, we need first to remove two steps to remove built-in Windows applications. These are a command line. Okay, so let's see also we can tell the Google Bard and Claude to analyze this thing. Okay, or like this line. Okay, so we tell him add a command line after the Edge. So command and then line. Okay, command line, and then this is the name of the line, and then add the command, and let's see what does this mean and try to see the script inside. I will go to the script and try to even give it to Claude to explain it. Okay, so first we will get the whole line. This is in the script folder in the MDT. Okay, there is a folder in the MDT called scripts. Okay, this a custom, or this is a custom script in the MDT folders. Okay, so continue your error, and let's tell the AI to explain this line. So we can go like this and copy and tell Claude to explain this line. Explain this script. Okay, and then like this, and let's see. And then we can go and see this remove provisioned PS or PowerShell script. Okay, okay, let's see. So we can see very detailed one. Okay, we can see here I have out of 3 messages until 3 p.m. Anyway, no problem. This script executes a PowerShell to remove provisioned apps from Windows 10 or built-in apps. This launches the command prompt, runs the command, and then exits /c. PowerShell opens a PowerShell session. Execution policy bypasses the execution policy to allow running scripts. So you need, by default, running scripts in PowerShell is blocked. So you need to add this switch or command switch to bypass execution of scripts. -file specifies the file script to execute. This value is a variable, an MDT variable for the scripts folder path. This is the location of the scripts folder in the MDT folders. Okay, and this is the script provisions, so and so. Okay, so very simple. We can see that it is running a script. We can ask the same for Google Bard. We go there and tell him to see this one. So I think the same. Okay, what does this do? It removes provisioned apps from Windows 10. Provisioned apps are apps that are pre-installed on Windows devices that are typically installed by the manufacturer of the device or the organization that manages the device. A good answer. Okay, additional notes. The execution policy is a security feature that controls which PowerShell scripts can be run. Bypass execution policy allows all scripts to run even if they are not signed with a trusted certificate. Okay, so this is why the -execution switch, okay, only signed scripts with trusted known organizations will be executed. PowerShell scripts that are signed with trusted organizations. Okay, and this is where the directory of the batch file is located. Okay, a good answer. But let's see the other variables, or see the other answers, because he can give us 3 answers. Okay, here's the breakdown. Okay, not a good answer. I think it's already there, so we can go there and see another answer. Okay, okay, good answer, but the best is for Claude. Okay, and then copy, and then let's see Copilot and ask it to do the same. Okay, the same as Claude. Okay, so you can use this as an alternative for Claude until the messages are enabled again. Okay, good answer, not a very good one. So now I can go and see the provisioned script. Okay, I will show you, or I will ask the AI to analyze this script, if we can go there, let me show you all the script. If you go to the folder, go MDT lab, so we can go there and go to MDT and then prerequisites and then okay, and then rules, not rules, I think they're the extra folders, capture share, no, I think there is in the scripts. Okay, we can go requisites and then go to scripts. Okay, this is the one, remove provisions, this is the one. We can edit, okay, and we can tell Google Bard to explain this script in simple terms. Explain this script in simple terms. Okay, and then we can go there and tell him to explain the line, okay, like this, and go like this. Okay, this script you provided is a PowerShell script that removes pre-installed Windows applications from a Windows computer. This can be useful to free up disk space if you do not want certain apps. The script works by using this command, PowerShell commandlet, to remove the specified apps. The online switch tells the remove or this command to remove these apps online. Okay, the table, okay, he didn't arrange it in a good table. Important before running the script to make sure the backup of your computer, because this remove pre-installed apps that can cause problems with the computer, is not correctly configured. Let's see if we can put it in a table. This script removes the following provisioned apps: Microsoft Ping Weather, okay, Microsoft 3D Viewer, we don't use all of these, Microsoft Office Hub, Solitaire, not to leave others to play, Mixed Reality Portal, Microsoft OneNote, Sky App or Skype, okay, Windows Store Purchase App, this is a good one, Microsoft Wallet, Microsoft Windows Feedback Hub, Microsoft Windows Maps, Sound Recorder, Xbox, and so and so. All of these are Xbox, Microsoft Your Phone, Zone Music, Zone Video. To run this script, so this is done. So these are the applications that are removed. Let's see another answer. It removes all of these. Okay, so and so, but we can tell him to give us a brief description for each app and what does it do and why or why should we remove it? Remove it. And why should we remove it, or what is the purpose of removing it? And what could be the purpose of removing them? So this is a good question, because we need to know why Daniel brother could remove these ones. Provide weather forecasts and other weather related information to reduce bloatware, save storage space, or because you prefer to use a different weather app. Okay. To view 3D models, to reduce the same answer, he is repeating the same answer. Microsoft Hub, a center location for accessing Microsoft apps and services. Do not, okay, the same to reduce bloatware, save storage, the same to save storage or to reduce bloatware. Microsoft Solitaire, and you not enjoy playing Solitaire. Okay, this is not the case. Okay, uh, because I don't need the employees to play Solitaire during work time. Okay, Microsoft Mixed Reality Portal, a hub for accessing mixed reality experience to reduce bloatware. Okay, Microsoft Note. Okay, Store app allows to purchase apps and other content from Microsoft Store. This is good. We don't need credit cards or something to be saved to the computer, and they can be stolen, for example. Okay, we don't need this. We don't need to have software, additional software, to be installed through the Microsoft Store. Microsoft Wallet, a digital wallet for storing payment information and other digital items. This is the case. We don't need any storing payment information on the PC. Okay, Microsoft Windows Feedback Hub, a tool for submitting feedback to Microsoft about Windows. Okay, this is concerning privacy. Okay, we don't know if this is good. Maps. Okay, sound recorder. Uh, this is a text user interface for managing your Xbox accounts. All of these are Xbox accounts. Games, 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 games. Microsoft Your Phone allows you to connect your phone to the PC and access your phone content. We don't need users to put their phone and connect it to the work PC. Microsoft Zone, uh, music, a music player app. Okay, we have already. We will install VLC player to replace those. So we can see that this is the answer. We can see other possible responses. For example, this one. Okay, so this is the same, but is not in a table. Or possible removing this application to free this case, improve performance, reduce security risk, improve privacy, to remove unwanted and unused applications, to customize the Windows experience. So this is a good answer. Additionally, safety guide or safety guidelines. Remove only apps that are sure are not needed or wanted. Be careful to remove any essential. Do not be careful to not remove any essential Windows apps. Create a backup before doing this. Yes, because this can break the Windows. Ensure so and so. Okay, so this is another answer. If we go further and see the third answer. So okay, you may not need, okay, another different answer, but the same. Okay, I don't see anything here. Okay, so this is the answer of this is the answer of Google Bard. Let's copy the whole thing here. Just wait for a moment. So let's see, Ping can explain this, or Copilot can explain this script, and then we will ask the same, or to give us something to we need to this one also, Control C. Okay, cancel. So this, okay, I think I didn't give him, okay, I give him the line. Yes, okay. So here it is telling us that this script remove pre-installed applications from Windows system. Okay, remove apps. This is the command online package. Yeah, I've said this. Okay, or we have said this before. So let's see that, or to give us a brief about every one of these applications. Okay, so here is getting a brief about every one of these apps. Okay, okay, this app, okay, okay, the same. I think they are exactly the same, or Claude are giving, or they are giving the same answer or similar answers. Okay, so we don't need this answer anyway. So you have known, or we have known the script. Now we can continue with the other, and the same, by the way, the remove apps are the same. This is also a remove apps, built-in apps. So let me see how much time we have. Okay, one is 2 hours anyway, so we will finish. Okay, now we go like this, and we will add another line for the provisions. Okay, the same, it will remove uh, so we are using the same, or we are using the same apps, or this is also another script, remove built-in Windows apps. Okay, so, and then restart the computer, and then suspend the task sequence. Okay, so now continue our error. So we need to restart the computer, and then last we need to suspend, add a step to suspend the task sequence. So we can go further, I think. Okay, restart computer, very simple task, and then we need to suspend the task sequence. Okay, we need to add, okay, and then here we can see we can add, if you go a little bit further here, if you go to the add and then general, and then, sorry, again, okay, remove apps, okay, then like this, okay, okay, we need to go further, okay, restart computer, then we need to add, okay, okay, we can see here the restart, you can add the restart, okay, then the command line, and then need to add it, suspend task sequence, okay, and then this is the location of the suspend task sequence. Okay, this is the folder of scripts in MDT, and this is a built-in or already made script that comes when you install the MDT on the server. Okay, so continue our error, and then the last section is to prepare the PC for sysprep by running a couple of scripts to clean temporary files, to clean files that may interrupt with the sysprep process. So we can see there is a custom script called clean.bat. First we need to make a restart, and then to run this script, or two scripts, okay, to prepare this script. So we are now in what step in the custom task? We need to disable the BitLocker, okay, and then after that we need to add the restart. Okay, so now we are in the final phase. Need to restart the PC, and then to add uh, another one, to add a command line to clean up, okay, to run the command line to clean up. Okay, this is the clean.bat. Okay, I can show you all the script, but before that we need to put the name of the line, and then the command line. Okay, Control V. Let's see the script in action, or let me show you all the script to analyze it. If we go there, and this is the clean one. If you go there and copy all of these, then I'll explain this script in simple terms. Let's go and tell him explain this script in simple terms. Okay, I'll do it like this. Okay, the script you provided stops the Windows Update service, sets the background intelligence service, change the current directory to Windows Software Distribution folder, deletes all files in this folder, starts. Okay, this is not a simple way to answer it. Explanation. Okay, so he's telling you the steps: stop Windows Update service, stop background service, change the current directory to software distribution folder, delete all files in this software distribution folder recursively and quietly, start the service of background intelligence, start Windows Update service, change the current directory to temporary folder for the administrator user account. Okay, this is your user profile on the machine, your temporary folder on the machine, and then deletes the temporary uh, files in the temporary folder for the administrator user profile, the one that will be currently logged when we are capturing or deploying Windows 10. Okay, explanation is saying that the first line, stop so and so, this is the command, or this is the script. He is explaining each line. Okay, the first line stops the Windows Update service and the background intelligence service, prevents Windows from downloading and installing updates while the script is running. So he's stopping the Windows Update service and this service to stop downloading updates, because he will delete the Windows installation or Windows Update installation files. And this change the location, or to go to the Windows Software Distribution folder that contains temporary files that are used for Windows Update. By deleting the content of this folder, the script forces Windows to download and install updates from scratch the next time it checks for updates. Okay, this line, the RD deletes a directory and all of its content, so he's going to the Windows distribution folder and he's deleting all the content of this folder and the all directories and contents. The S, the RD deletes a directory and all of its content. Okay, this is the one. S, specified directory should be deleted recursively, meaning that all of its subdirectories and their contents should also be deleted. A directory and subdirectory. The Q specifies the command to be executed quietly, meaning there is no input that should be displayed. Okay, if we go and see the script here, this is the line. So we have explained the first one, the second one, this one, and this one that we are standing on now and explaining. Okay, so so and so. Okay, the two redirect operator redirects an error. I don't understand this one. After deleting all of the Windows updates installation file, it will start the WSOS update service and the background intelligence, starting with the update service and the background service. Okay, again, it will go to the temporary folder for the user administrator on the machine. The temporary folder for administrator user account contains temporary files that are used by various applications. Within this content folder, the scripts free up space and can also help to resolve problems. Purpose of the script. To reset Windows Update components, this can be useful for troubleshoot Windows Update problems, such as Windows Update failed to install or when Windows Update gets stuck in a particular state. Okay, it's a complex answer. If it's more simple, you can go there and see if there is uh, any simple answer. Okay, no, I think it's not that simple. So we can go to the third answer. Okay, no, I think there is no good answer for that question. Anyway, so we can see that this will delete stored Windows Update installation files for freeing some space, and deleting temporary files also that will free some space and help us also deleting these Windows installation files and temporary files will help us to make this prep quickly. So let's continue. Okay, let's continue with the line. Now we will add another thing. Remember to make apply. Okay, and then we need to add the deployment bunny script. Let me see also, because there is a lot of thing here in this something called deployment bunny script. This is the one. Okay, this is the deployment bunny script. This one that we have used or we are currently using. Where is the deployment bunny script? If we go okay, I need the files. Okay, deployment bunny script. Where is, no, this is not the deployment bunny script. Okay, this is the deployment bunny script, but it's too large. If you go to deployment bunny script, this is the one. But if you try to see, we can see this is a very large script. Okay, if we try to put it to Google Bard or something, it will not explain it because it's too large. I can put it on Cloud, okay, but this will take some time until I do that. But anyway, this is a very good script to prepare the PC for sys prepping, okay, but we will discuss this later. So anyway, we will continue. Now this is the last one. Okay, so we'll add this one, and then okay, we don't have, or we will have a couple of minutes and then we will close this section, okay, because this is a very important task. Okay, the Windows 10 LTSC will be the same, the task will be the same setting as for the Windows Server. Much of what we are doing now will be in the Windows Server capture task, but with some differences. Okay, so anyway, we will do that, and then the last thing we need to install image state reset. Okay, we have already this application added to the MDT, and then we'll make a restart and then disable BitLocker and then re-enable drive searching. Okay, so this is very simple. Okay, now we will add that image state reset and then install, and then like this, and then we'll add image state reset, apply and OK. So the last one, computer restart, and then by preparing the PC for sys prepping, the last step that the computer will reboot, or before this preparing, or this task will prepare the PC for sys prep, and then the sys prep process will begin, and then a restart will be made, and then the capturing of the image will be made and saved to the MDT server, and then the computer will shut down. So this is basically what will happen. Okay, and this is a register key. Okay, apply and OK. So this is the last one. I need to, let me stop at what minute? Let's go and stop. So we have finished all of these, apply and OK. So we will stop at this minute 39:44. Hope this video is informative of you all, and thank you all for viewing. We will continue working with this task the upcoming video. Thank you so much.